Happy New Year, Scorpio. This is your tarot reading for the month of January 2016. If you haven't done so already, you might also want to check your yearly tarot reading for all of 2016. I posted that about a week ago. The cards have been pre-shuffled and cleared with a crystal, so I'm just going to shuffle them for a few more seconds. Okay. All right, I'm going to cut the cards. All right, first card. We have Seven of Cups in reverse. And this is your element, water. Cups represent water, and water is your element, Scorpio. This represents focus. Your head is no longer in the clouds. You're no longer daydreaming or procrastination. You are in touch with reality. So that is pretty interesting. Sometimes, Scorpio, you do need to resist our natural energy, which is, which is water. And sometimes that can be a good thing for us. We have death, and this means closure, new beginnings, and that could very well happen in a new year. You have the Empress. This can represent a mother figure, a literal mother. It represents abundance, fertility. It's a very sensual card. The Empress is a diva. She gets what she wants, but she's also adored. She has a sense of who she is. And so I think it's pretty wonderful that after death, because death represents also a resurrection, a new day. And the fact that the Empress follows death, and these are two major arcana cards, I think that's a very good sign for you in the beginning of the year. We have Five of Cups. Once again, this cups represent water, which is your element. And this is a card of loss and regret that's being reversed. And once again, your cups are showing up in reverse, but it seems to be useful reversals. You're no longer having regrets over something. You may have lost something. For instance, the man here, his face is pointed towards the cups that he lost, but behind him, he still has two cups remaining. And so, in a way, one interpretation of this card that I read, it's like crying over spilled milk, but you haven't lost everything. And I think that because this card is in reverse, it means that you have not lost everything. I think you're appreciating for what you do have here. We have Four of Coins, or Four of Pentacles. Now, this is very useful following the Five of Cups, because the Four of Coins, there are many interpretations as far as holding on. This man could be holding on to the coins because he's selfish. He could be holding on to the coins because he needs to stay put. He doesn't want to risk losing the four coins that he has. And so, in a more unproductive sense, it could also mean holding on to material things and not being generous or letting go. That's why sometimes this card is referred to as the miser card. But I think that if you have suffered a loss, as indicated by the Five of Cups, and you realize, hey, I still have two cups, I still have this in my life, then it's only natural that you want to hold on and reserve and conserve what you have. Also, keep in mind this is going to be the card that's in the middle of your spread. We have 3 of Cups. All of your cups are in reverse. This is the cup of friendship, affection, and love. And it could very well be that there might be some relationships in jeopardy or going through changes. And I think that this Death card is very significant here for why your cups are being reversed. But also, I think that maybe this change to the Empress, it's necessary. I think, Scorpio, you need to value yourself and treasure yourself and take care of yourself. And maybe that's coming at the cost of not focusing on loss. It's coming at the cost of not daydreaming or avoiding reality. And it's coming at the cost of certain friendships where people might have been taking advantage of you. So this is turning out to be a very transformative, and I said this for Libra, but it seems like there's a strong transformation happening for you. This is 9 of Wands. So the energy we're reversing is this energy of being unsure, um, dealing with past issues that have come back and learning from our mistakes. But it can also mean anxious worry, caring about what people think. You see this man, he has a wand in his hand, but he's also looking at what the other wands are, where they are. And sometimes we can't worry about things like that. Sometimes we just need to focus on the one wand that we do have. So I think that's also positive for you, Scorpio. Okay. Um, yeah, huge transformation here. Even though you don't have lots of major arcana yet, clearly these 2 cards are indicating that this is a situation under your influence. We have Page of Swords. This is the card of realization and truth. It's also the card of communication. It can also indicate delays. And then we have King of Swords. Whoa. Air and water. Lots of strong cards about communication and clarity. So this reality check you had in the beginning, obviously it's going to play a lot. It's going to play into these swords because now this King of Swords, the energy here, this could represent a person for you, as well as the Page of Swords. And this King of Swords doesn't fool around. He makes quick judgment. He's very sure about what he decides on. He doesn't waver. He's very intelligent. This is someone who could be, if this represents a person, it can represent a professor, a lawyer, someone who's very intellectual, a problem solver, a thinker, a philosopher. He keeps his thoughts to himself. He doesn't reveal much. And if you cross this person, they can be very swift with their vengeance. But this is not reversed. It still means that this king is someone who's very decisive, very intellectual. He's the chess player. He's the Machiavellian energy as well. So, um, you're holding on to certain things. Maybe you're not revealing everything, but I think this card more than anything means that you're taking care of yourself and not giving so much to other people. You're focusing on yourself, which is definitely indicated by this Empress card. You no longer are you're pulling away from caring about other circumstances or letting situations worry or bother you. I think you're just letting go of it. You don't care. You're going to look out for yourself. And then also, near the end of this month, heading into February, there's going to be some important communication and things that will be discussed that will be meaningful to you. But once again, it can indicate a delay. And the fact that we have a page that turns into a king might mean that there's going to be huge consequences attached to these decisions. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. This could actually be a good thing. It means you're getting stronger with certain situations. But considering that, once again, this could be a person in your life, maybe this person is becoming more decisive for you. This person is becoming more loyal to you. They're no longer being wishy-washy, as indicated by this young page. Page represents young people. Kings obviously rule. They master certain situations. They're active energy. They control situations. They act in certain situations. All right, so far so good. And maybe I shouldn't say that, because even if the cards had a different meaning, like for Libra, we had a really rocky start to the month. But it's really all good, no matter what card you have, even if you have death. The purpose of understanding cards like that is to understand that there's a bigger message. There's a lot of advice coming from death. It means that there is a transformation that needs to happen. And clearly your transformation in January, Scorpio, is for your higher good. I just think that emotionally, certain things will need to be sacrificed, especially for certain relationships. And I think that, Scorpio, you are the type of people who love hard and you play hard and you work hard. And you are definitely capable of giving too much. And then when people betray you, don't let anyone betray you or cross you, because you will take that very personally. That will be a deep wound for you. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 outcome cards for you. How is this month going to end up? What is the general theme? Well, not necessarily theme, that's from your major arcana, but where is this all going to lead heading into February? Okay. Okay, so outcome card. We have 8 of Swords. And I think, considering these swords, you might get stalled again. You might be a little unsure about this King of Swords. I think this King of Swords is bringing the 8 of Swords to you. We have a Queen of Swords. Lots of swords here for you, Scorpio. This Queen of Swords is a person. She represents the passive energy. Kings are active. She's very wise. She has inner wisdom. She's learned from the past. And I think that this Queen of Swords is coming to help you out of this dilemma of 8 of Swords. Okay, and this could actually represent someone in your life who goes from king to queen. Maybe this is someone who needs to be more decisive. Whatever it is, this person might be actually trapped in a situation and they need to figure a way to get themselves out of it here. You've been dealing with a lot of upside down emotions, but it could very well be that there's some communication issues as well. And then 6 of Swords. Crazy. Now Libra had a bunch of swords as well. The 6 of Swords is the card of healing. It's a card of traveling over water. Now keep in mind, this is very important. You see the wand, you see the water, you see the swords. This could mean actual travel over water. It can mean a transition. You're maybe moving to a new place, a new job. It can also mean healing, looking at what's gone before and healing, moving to a new place emotionally. Your emotions, Scorpio, this water, which is your element, is taking you to a better place. And going back over your emotions might not be something you want to do. Maybe all these reversed cups are you shutting down your emotions and relationships, but you may need to do some introspection to get to a better place emotionally. And the swords represent the psychological, mental aspects. So this might be psychologically painful for you as you travel over your water. As you travel over water, these swords mean that this might be a moment of psychological pain as you try to remove some of these swords, because we have 8 of Swords here and we're getting down to 6 of Swords. We managed to start traveling and moving. Here in 8 of Swords, we're not moving. We feel bound that we can't leave. And you see this woman actually standing in little puddles of water. This is steeped in emotions. But we have this Queen of Swords, and we're losing some of these swords that are trapping us mentally. And now you're traveling over the water. You're trying to get to a better place emotionally. Okay. And I think that kind of starts. I still think that there's a positive aspect to these cups being negative, but I think it means that maybe you need to, um, I think it means that there's some emotional detachment that you'll need to do, more focus on yourself, and then you might need to feel, because of this King of Swords and Queen of Swords and Page of Swords, I think that you need to deal with how you're going to negotiate a relationship with someone or a situation with someone. And then obviously, if this is a career, um, you might need to do a huge transition in your job and career. There might actually be some new travel involved. Okay. There might need to be a huge transformation. Maybe you lost a job and you're getting a new job. Maybe you've been trying to find a job and that does change. But maybe it's not the job that you hoped it would be, which is why you have these 2 cups standing. But I think that you're going to work with whatever resources you have, which is why you have that 4 of Pentacles in the middle of your spread. Okay, so Scorpio, that was your tarot reading for the month of January 2016. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and commented. For those of you who have actually purchased readings from me, thank you so much. I'm glad I could help you. And if you want more clarity for your specific um, sign, an individual reading, feel free to check my appointment book out, my online appointment book. Simply book me at the bottom in the description. I do have email readings for $10. You might want to consider that. And, it does help to sort of like see how these are actually going to play out in your life. And I just want to remind you that these readings apply to your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, all aspects of Scorpio. Okay? So I wish you all a happy new year. Please be safe, and I will see you in February.